it backwards now.
I think this is a good note for everybody out there.
He says that I don't pull well on TikTok, so
He doesn't.
It's
It's a fact. It just doesn't pull well. It's called social media for a reason, and it's not selfish media.
I just gotta clear something up. You weren't the 12th man on the field.
Right?
There is no easy way to get anything ever.
This is Mornings with Matt, the Deering Acting Studio podcast, where we discuss the connection between life and acting.
Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mornings with Matt on the Deering Acting Studio podcast.
Woo! I don't know why I felt that sound specifically.
It was great. I like the sound. Don't judge yourself.
Don't judge my sound. I won't judge my sound.
No.
Don't cheat to check yourself before you wreck yourself, because you didn't wreck yourself.
Today we're talking about consistency breeds greatness, and I got to tell you, Brian, you consistently bring weirdness to the show.
Why, thank you. It's a trademark for me, really.
Consistently Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
Yeah.
Consistently,
Yes.
Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Which, you know, to be honest, that's something we're going to talk about, guys, and not today, but on another day. Maybe, or I'm sorry, we might talk about it today, us, but we're not going to talk about this on the show.
If I had $1 for every time Matt said that, I would have like
So
$5
many
now
dollars.
from just season 2.
If I said what?
That we're gonna talk about that, but not today. But we're gonna bring it up on a future show.
Oh no!
At some other
We're
time.
not bringing this up on a future show. This is it. I was saying something. I was saying what we're going to talk about is not a show thing.
I see.
It's a us thing.
I see. So I just lost $1 is what you're saying.
You did. I'll
That's
take
really unfortunate.
it. No, but for real, because we want to be able to stay consistent, and so here's what we're going to talk about. I'll bring it up, but then we're not going to discuss it now. So the idea being, we haven't been consistent, but the truth is things have changed. The reason, our why for starting the show is different now, right? So it's like we started the show for a purpose, and now like that purpose is there, but this coronavirus and like having to shut down and start and this and that, like that's all kind of like been rearranged, and then Brian's schedules come and go, and then all of a sudden you're back to dialysis and whatever. So if the timing needs to change, we need to be open to that.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
This is facts.
Sure.
So that we can be consistent, because consistency breeds greatness.
Yeah.
You like what
I
I
see where you're
It's
going
good
there.
little tie in there.
All right, Brad guy, let's hit up the daily devotional.
All right.
Yeah.
All
It was
right.
like a church choir.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Until we have a sound effect for it, I'm just gonna make one every single morning.
Perfect.
It's probably gonna be different.
I love it. All right, our first one here is 1 Samuel 15:29. Also, the glory was like, yeah, I did not expect the drum roll. You're
It's
right.
so funny to drum roll for a Bible
For a
verse.
Bible verse. Yeah, 100%.
Try it again,
And it
Brian.
catches
Come on.
me every time.
Stay serious.
Catches me every time. 1 Samuel 15:29. Dang it. All right.
Come
all right,
on,
one more
bro.
time. Take 3. Take
All right,
3.
here we
All right,
go.
we got this. 1 Samuel 15:29. Also, the glory of Israel will not lie or change his mind, for he is not a man that he should change his mind. You know what I'm saying? It's like a backwards, like double thing here.
Yeah, I was
So I'll
about
read
to
it.
say, can you please
I'll
repeat
repeat that one
Because
more time, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the glory of Israel will not lie or change his mind, for he is not a man that he should change his mind.
Who?
The glory of Israel. And we were just discussing this actually, because obviously we're not scholars in the Bible. So we're just followers and like trying to understand ourselves.
But we're getting there, Brian.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
When you go over it every day, you get better.
Absolutely. So we were thinking like that's specifically referring to God. And in that verse, that specific chapter is the chapter where God basically tells Saul, like, you're no longer my chosen one for Israel. Because he was the first king of Israel. And Saul just kept messing it up, and not listening to God over and over and over. And God just finally is like, for the glory of Israel, I basically led you into the hand of your enemy and let them win. And I'm like, you're done.
And you're welcome?
You're welcome and you're
Mark?
done. Yeah. And at that point, he even asked for forgiveness in that point, but it wasn't a real forgiveness. I mean, we talk about a lot of like whether you're genuinely like feeling something, genuinely sorry, and he was not genuinely, truthfully sorry. He just kept doing the same thing over and over and expecting, because he's this great person or whatever, that God would just keep going like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Right? And then God's like, no, I hold to my word. I'm serious about what I say when I say it,
Yeah.
kind of deal. So
God's like, you silly if you think you can trick God. God.
I'm God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and he's saying too, God is consistent.
Mm-hmm.
God's going to
100%.
consistently do what he said he's going to do, and he's not going to change his mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so I look at this, the glory of Israel. The glory of Israel. He's saying, it's me. I'm God.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the glory. I don't lie. I don't change my mind. So therefore, when you're in that position where you're lying or changing your mind, you know, it's not coming from God. I think that's
Yeah.
something you can take from that too.
Absolutely. 100%.
And sometimes that's also like trying to be something you're not, which we're going to talk a little bit about today when it comes to consistency.
Awesome.
So cool. All right, let's move
Love
on
that.
to our next
Yep.
verse there, Brad guy.
Next one is Psalm 89:34. My covenant I will not violate, nor will I alter the utterance of my lips. My Yeah! He's all about the sound effects of the Bible. I love it.
I was hoping this morning that when you failed on the first drum roll that he was going to play Did You Say Steak and just throw a curveball at you. He didn't.
Hey,
But
it's like they laughed with
That's
me.
what happened in my mind.
Love it. I'll read it one more time for you guys. Psalm 89:34. My covenant I will not violate, nor will I alter the utterance of my lips.
All right. This is obviously God again. Right?
It sounds, is this on,
My covenant?
yeah, is it David talking to him, I imagine, probably, since it's a psalm. So, yeah.
Or is it David? Is David saying his covenant, or is he saying, or is it God saying my covenant? I
You guys, what is a covenant?
a covenant.
Covenant
It's
is like
a restaurant
promise.
up on Tatum and Shea,
Oh,
or it used to be. I don't know if they went out of business.
decently priced food? Yeah? No? Yeah?
Decently priced. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It's a little expensive.
Have to check it out sometime.
It's a little expensive,
Lunch
but it's
break.
but it's classy. But I think they changed names.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah, like the yellow sign on the
Yeah,
corner
I
of the
never
road.
went there.
Yeah, well, they're done.
Yeah, well, they're done.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
What are you doing, Brian?
I'm seeing if
You
it
trying
was-
to figure out what's what?
Yeah.
I think he's trying to Google covenant. So
No,
that
I
he
know.
can be like,
Covenant.
this-
Covenant's a promise.
Oh, well, then why?
It's like a pact.
See,
Yeah.
see,
it's like
I wish.
it's like a contract.
Mm.
Like my contract, I will not violate.
Yeah, you're God. It's God. It's God.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, because nobody else gets to have a covenant. Not really.
It's true. Yeah.
Nobody signs David's
God,
contract.
it's God's contract with David.
My covenant I will not violate, nor will I alter the utterance of my lips. It's the same thing saying before. Like, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to, you know.
This is my
I-
promise to
I
you.
won't alter it. Yeah, that's right. I make a promise. The promise is we're going to keep that promise.
Yeah. This is great. Yeah.
You do what we talked about you doing. Remember, you felt like it was going to work out. Like, you felt it will. But you got to trust, and you got to do it, and you got to follow through.
Big
Yeah.
trust.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big trust.
And that's what's so hard. Okay, so today's all about consistency, and consistency does breed greatness, but it is difficult. It's hard to do the little things over and over and over again when nobody's watching. It's hard to stay consistent, and I think that for me, and probably a lot of people can relate to this, the coronavirus, COVID,
19.
and all the drama surrounding COVID, all the ups, the downs, the lies, the truths, the whatever, all that stuff really created an atmosphere that made being consistent more difficult.
Yeah.
Because it felt like we were constantly, and maybe still to this day, constantly in a state of, I don't know what, like you were even told, like there's going to be a new normal. Like we're told that it's not, that things are not going to be the same. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to stay consistent when you're like worried about stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I mean, I think for me anyway, that's been one of the biggest challenges of COVID is consistency.
In all those aspects, like when you don't know, that's where it's most challenging, right? So like if you take a diagnosis of any kind, like you're sick, let's say, and they can't figure out what it is, that's like way worse than knowing it's something bad.
Totally.
In my opinion. Like so that's a part of this whole thing is everybody is still to this day in the unknown. Day to day, it's like before there wasn't that feeling as much.
Well, and you get told one thing and then you get told another thing,
Yeah.
right? Because it's new.
Right.
So I understand that. Like I'm cool with that. It's one of those things where I always say, like, the only thing I'm really a little bit hesitant on is somebody who says they know for sure when it's like, do you?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure you do. Because there are people that are like, we got to have a mask. We got to have 2 masks. We got to be like, 17 masks. Like, and we got to be super terrified of this thing and stay locked up. And there's other people that are like, it's not real. And then there's this like thing on the in between where you're looking at it and you see some stats over here and everyone's like talking about death, and here's all the deaths. And then you look at something else and it's saying like it's 99.7 or 99.97 like recovery rate. Okay, and I had a parent call me yesterday and they had mentioned like, hey, so my son has a little scratchy throat, not too worried about it. They already had COVID, just so you know, and but they were exposed to somebody who had strep throat, and I was like, yeah, don't come.
Yeah.
Because am I afraid of COVID? I mean, I'm not afraid of it, but I'm afraid of COVID the same way I'm afraid of strep throat. Mm-hmm. Because strep throat, honestly, it's contagious.
Yeah.
And it's not fun, and I don't want to have strep throat. I don't think I'm going to die from it.
Yeah.
But I don't want it.
Sure. Yeah. 100%.
I'm not like, yeah, you got strep throat, come hang out.
Let's hang.
Here, let's
drink.
share a drink.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we don't do that. So looking at it that way, it's like it's one of those interesting things though, but it's become a known strep throat. And what happens if someone has strep throat?
They stay home and they don't like.
And what do you think
share.
of them?
What do you mean when I think as a person?
Yeah, like you got strep throat, you're like, that stinks for you.
sucks. Yeah.
Stay at home.
Yeah. Right.
But it stinks for you. Like, oh, bummer, because you know what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's a known. You're not worried about it. You're not terrified about it. Have people
Sure,
ever
yeah.
died from strep throat? They have.
Yeah.
You almost died from strep pneumonia.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's a form of that thing.
Yeah. Totally.
So here, it's just this point is getting behind the idea of finding a way to be consistent in this world that feels so very inconsistent right now.
Yeah. Got it.
And that's what I want to get us into.
All right.
Boom,
We should
boom.
do that.
Health.
That sounds fun.
All right, cool. So here's the outline for today. Segment number 1 here after our intro, after our first commercial break, is going to be becoming who you are. Then we're going to move into the ability to seize the moment. And then we're going to end with consistency breeds greatness, our big takeaway. So once again, that is becoming who you are, then the ability to seize the moment, and consistency breeds greatness.
I just want to point out that all 3 of these segment titles are Eminem songs. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Becoming who you are?
I am whatever you say I am.
Is that what the name of the song is?
If I wasn't, no. But that's like
No, but it's
I'm saying like,
They're all titles.
I'm saying,
Concept.
no, I misspoke, but I'm saying like those are the main points of 3 of his songs.
Well,
It's
there you go.
interesting.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good job, Eminem.
nice
Yeah.
work.
All right, we will be back after this commercial break.
I noticed you didn't bring me a coffee this morning, Theodore.
I'm sorry, Bartholomew. I thought you were on that diet, the cleansing.
I am, and I need the coffee to help cleanse.
Well, I mean, I thought all the things in coffee you were cleansing from, the caffeine and the sugar and the milk.
The sugar, yes. The milk, yes. The caffeine, absolutely not. Let me explain something to you, Theodore. Do you know what a pipe is?
Yes, Bartholomew, I do know what a pipe is.
All right. Have you ever seen a pipe that's clogged?
I mean, I've never seen a pipe that's clogged. I have had clogged pipes in my home.
That's what I mean. What do you do for the pipes that are clogged, Theodore?
Well, I mean, normally I call my uncle, he's a plumber. And he comes over and I buy him lunch. And then he unclogs my pipes.
How does he unclog your pipes? What does he do?
Honestly, I haven't paid much attention. Usually I go get the lunch and he unclogs the pipes. It's
right.
like a trade-off situation.
All right, let me try something else here. Have you ever stepped in gum
Yes,
and you've had the gum stuck to the bottom of your shoe?
absolutely.
What do you do, Theodore?
I mean, normally I would give it to my shoe cleaner and he would scrape the gum off of my shoe and then shine them.
You have a shoe cleaner.
Well, of course, with the amount of travel that we do, you never know. when
Did you
you're
call
gonna-
for me, sir? Did you call for me?
I mean, I did mention your name, Mr. Shoe Cleaner.
I heard it, so I ran. I ran all the way
Your
from the back.
shoe cleaner's name is Mr. Shoe Cleaner?
Yes, sir, Mr. Shoe Cleaner. I'll clean your shoes if you pay me money.
Is that your slogan?
Yeah, it's worked so far really
It's
well.
really catchy.
Well, it's to the point. I'll give him that.
Yeah, and I run fast. I hear my name from really far. I've got super great ears.
Mr. Shoe Cleaner, will you just check and make sure that there is no gum on my shoes?
Absolutely,
Because
yeah.
Bartholomew here was trying to teach me a lesson, and I just need to know if there's gum on my shoes.
There's no gum on your shoes, sir.
Okay, then, Bartholomew, I cannot relate to your analogy. Do you have another one?
It's Chaos Comedy Live with Nick Milada, Corinne Freeze, Isabel Ramirez, Dakota George, Truman Hendricks, Astrid Gabriel, Saya Luke, Vicky Sweeney, Brian Sweeney, Matthew Deering, and Joey Sweeney. Live from Phoenix, Arizona, it's Saturday night.
Do it. Welcome back, everybody. Consistency breeds greatness. And I got to tell you that we are consistently becoming who we are. You are becoming who you are every day by the little choices that you make. And we know that to be true. And yet, once again, it's very difficult to be making the choices that you know are in your best interest long term. We were just talking about how smelly your farts are, Brian.
Yeah, they're just awful. Just really, really bad.
But they weren't bad. You I don't even know if you were farting the last couple weeks when you were eating healthy.
A little bit, yeah.
You
But
were or you weren't?
Not really in the beginning, but it's built up.
But well, the more donuts you eat,
Yeah, the worse it gets.
the worse it gets.
100%.
It's interesting.
It's also the more food he's eating entirely. They've upped his water weight, so he
yes.
gets to eat more.
Yes.
No, that's great.
But we've dealt with the farts since he got back.
But
Let's not
what
kid
you
ourselves.
eat does create a different smell. You are becoming the stench that you are.
Thank you. This is a really productive episode that I'm going to leave here feeling really
Extremely
good.
uplifting.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
Well,
you.
dude, come
I
on.
tried to come to your defense a little
We
bit.
should
but
all just talk about farts for a while.
Everybody
that's a
poops.
bad
Everybody
idea.
farts.
Dude,
there are books
we
about
all
it.
know I got the stinkiest farts.
Oh,
Nobody
they're
nobody
the
can
worst.
beat my farts. I got my farting A game, nobody can beat me.
It's the absolute worst.
Our viewers tuned out.
It is,
No, I'm just playing.
consistent.
Consistency.
Wow, how
Yeah.
did that happen?
But truth be told, when I'm eating healthy, which I've been eating healthier but not like super healthy lately, but when I'm eating healthy, I don't fart. Or when I do, it's like candy. All
Maybe
right, cool.
to you.
So Anthony Robbins, Mr. Tony Robbins says, it's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives. It's what we do consistently. It's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives. It's what we do consistently. That's Tony Robbins. Anthony Robbins says that. And it makes sense. I was thinking of this like if you see a river flowing, it's where the water goes consistently over and over and over again, and it creates these long grooves, and over time, water can cut through rock. Just from the same motion over and over and over and over again. That consistency, it creates a pathway, you know? And that's pretty much what we're doing. We are creating these different pathways in our minds, in our bodies. Like we're creating like what we believe to be true. Like think about it like a neural pathway. Okay. So let's say there's a forest and nobody's walked in the forest before. And then all of a sudden somebody walks in and they go down to the river. Okay. And they walk back same exact way. And then they do it over and over. And then 100 people do it. And then 1,000 people do it. The same path over and over and over again. There wasn't a path. Now there will be a path just from the feet.
Yeah,
Just from the
absolutely.
consistency of people walking on that. It's crazy.
Yeah, and you'll see the same thing like trails, on the mountain. Like it's where the trailblazer came. Like the idea of going away from the trail, right? But it's consistency everywhere. I know Joey, when we were on the river, was he was a master at realizing where the consistency spots were, and in the river and the way that it moved and stuff. And so like he was, my Uncle Brian was talking about what a great guide he was right away, because he was able to see those things. He was able to kind of see how it's moved and where it's moving and follow along those paths. Right. And I think the big thing in when it goes to life is like the challenge of being able to create that, like you said, every single day.
Well, and here's the thing. So let's say there's that pathway that I'm talking about, and all those people are walking down that path. Okay. And that's society. That's like the normal, going down this path. And then all of a sudden you can see it. You realize it. There's a better way to get there. There's a faster way, or just a better way. There's a better destination, let's just say, okay? But it's a harder path because no one's ever gone that way. And you go once and you're like, oh, dang, it's beautiful. It's so much better than where everybody else is going.
Yeah.
So you go there a couple times, but then it's like, I need water, and you just take the easy way, and you go back to your old habits where everybody else is, right? And that's what I think we do constantly, is we're trying to fight against the current there, fight against our instinct to just go the easy road instead of taking the path less traveled that we know is going to take us to our own personal beautiful destination. But to do that consistently when you're the only one on that path is really hard.
Yeah, totally. Agree with that.
This is facts. Yeah, speaking of the river specifically, it goes back to the idea of consistency. So, why was I able to see that? Well, we go out there every summer, and it's the same river. And when you're paddle guiding, it's the same 4 moves that you have to choose from. Turn right, turn left, turn back, turn other back.
Other back, yeah.
Yeah. And so once you have been out there for 2 or 3 days, you get yourself re-put into the calls and the mindset and the leadership out there, and then you're like, okay, cool. It's I can read this because I've seen it year and year and year again, and I've heard the calls, and I remember it, and it all comes back to you because of the consistency of being out there.
Sure.
I think that's where a
Well,
lot of it comes
and
from.
I'm gonna add on to that, Joey, because it's also a mindset. So you could go out there, and you could be where you are with that understanding, or you could go out there twice as many times as you've been out there and still not have that skill. And the question is, when you went, did you have a mindset of you were excited? Did you have a mindset of you wanted to learn, that you were paying attention, that you were totally in the zone? Or were you a passive, just sort of like observer? Like, did you just kind of sit back and do what you were told when you were told, but weren't really looking to understand the whys behind what was going on? Right?
Yeah.
And from that, from you being curious and learning the whys, paying attention and being like, I wonder what I would do if I were the one running the boat right now. You know, not everyone's doing that. A lot of people are just sitting there, or they're drinking beers, or they're like kind of not paying attention. And so that's like, that's the difference between using that and becoming something from it, or just like, okay, I'm going down the river.
Totally. Yeah.
And really, neither one is necessarily wrong. It's just kind of mindset going in. And for me, like, I think the mindset comes from...
Well, I don't want to say right or wrong, so you're right about that. But I'm saying, like, you become what you are right now, but it is really all based on the choices that you've made, right? So that's what I called this, you know, becoming who you are. Like, we're always in this state of becoming. And what are you becoming? Are you becoming more lazy? Are you becoming more disciplined? Are you becoming smarter? Are you becoming dumber? You know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
At every single day, we're in the state of becoming something. So you go to the river, and are you becoming more of what you're capable of, or are you becoming less? And the truth is, you can go either direction. And right or wrong, it's hard to say right or wrong, but there's probably in the instinct we know what's best for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. No, that makes a lot of sense. My point about, like, right or wrong is depending on the person, the why you're out there, depending on who you're with, you might not want to learn that stuff. You might not want to, you might just want to take the orders and then sit back because this is your relaxation time. And I don't think that's a wrong choice either. It's just about who are you, what are you doing, and why are you there. So for me, it's for fun, but also, like, I think every time we go out there, they talk about the importance of the dangers of the river and knowing what's up. So I pay close attention because I'm like, cool, if I fall out of the boat, I don't want to die.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather know what's going on and trust my instincts versus feeling like I came here from Arizona and fall into the river and then panic because it's freezing in the river.
Totally.
And I don't know how to get out.
So going back to this, I agree with you. I don't think there's a right or wrong, but I do think there's a better.
Yeah, I think so, and I
There's
think
a better choice.
I think it comes from just most people probably not even fully seeing every choice as something so important and their own greatness, their own
Yeah.
potential.
Right.
So I think that's where you're getting at is
Yeah.
like even if that person is that way, really they don't even realize that, like, they'd get so much more out of it, they'd grow so much more if they were moving towards becoming something greater and using this experience for that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And every moment of life can be like that, you know. I mean, I told you guys a little while back. I took my son up to the cabin right when there was a crazy snowstorm, and you know, it's funny because we were joking about you being right that I should go up there, and we had a great time and the timing was good. But honestly, you were wrong. He was right. Brian was right. I should not have gone because if it was 10 minutes different, my car would have slid off the road and I would have ended up like on the side of the freeway with my son in the middle of a snowstorm. Like, that's how bad it was. It was the worst snowstorm I've ever driven through.
Dang.
Now I took that experience and then I ended up having to like walk up a hill with my bad knee and like all this stuff with all my luggage and everything. But I also learned a lot about what I should and shouldn't do, what my car was capable of doing, how to get myself by myself dug out of the snow. You know, I mean, and with a 2-wheel drive car, like, it wasn't easy. By any stretch of the imagination, it was not easy. But I feel like I now have a different skill set because of the mindset I came in with was, hey, this is going to be an adventure. This is going to be fun. I don't think it's going to be easy. I told my son that right away. It's not going to be easy. We're going into the storm.
Yeah, literally.
Going into the storm. So we know ahead of time it's going to be hard. We have to look at this like it's going to be an adventure and that we're learning new things, and we did.
Love it.
But that's only from mindset. Without that mindset, honestly, the trip is a drag. You know, and I can complain about it, and I can go, "Oh, it stinks. Oh, it was so hard." You guys didn't hear me say any of that.
No.
You know?
I don't think I've ever heard you say any of that. No.
All right, cool. So we are always becoming who we are. Always. We gotta hold ourselves accountable for that. All right. So when we come back after this next commercial break, we are going to be talking about how consistency enables us the ability to seize the moment, because the moment's going to come. And you want to put yourself in a position to seize the moment. So consistency is the key to that. We're going to talk about it when we come back.
I noticed you didn't bring me a coffee this morning, Theodore.
I'm sorry, Bartholomew. I thought you were on that diet, the cleansing.
I am, and I need the coffee to help cleanse.
Well, I mean, I thought all the things in coffee you were cleansing from, the caffeine and the sugar and the milk.
The sugar, yes. The milk, yes. The caffeine, absolutely not. Let me explain something to you, Theodore. Do you know what a pipe is?
Yes, Bartholomew, I do know what a pipe is.
All right. Have you ever seen a pipe that's clogged?
I mean, I've never seen a pipe that's clogged. I have had clogged pipes in my home.
That's what I mean. What do you do for the pipes that are clogged, Theodore?
Well, I mean, normally I call my uncle, he's a plumber. And he comes over and I buy him lunch, and then he unclogs my pipes.
How does he unclog your pipes? What does he do?
Honestly, I haven't paid much attention. Usually I go get the lunch and he unclogs the pipes. It's
right.
like a trade-off situation.
All right, let me try something else here. Have you ever stepped in gum?
Yes,
You've had the gum stuck to the bottom of your shoe.
absolutely.
What do you do, Theodore?
I mean, normally I would give it to my shoe cleaner, and he would scrape the gum off of my shoe and then shine them.
You have a shoe cleaner.
Well, of course, with the amount of travel that we do, you never know. when
Did you
you're
call
gonna-
for me, sir? Did you call for me?
I mean, I did mention your name, Mr. Shoe Cleaner.
I heard it, so I ran. I ran all the way
Your
from the back.
shoe cleaner's name is Mr. Shoe Cleaner?
Yes, sir, Mr. Shoe Cleaner. I'll clean your shoes if you pay me money.
Is that your slogan?
Yeah, it's worked so far really
It's
well.
really catchy.
Well, it's to the point. I'll give him that.
Yeah, and I run fast. I hear my name from really far. I've got super great ears.
Mr. Shoe Cleaner, will you just check and make sure that there is no gum on my shoes?
Absolutely,
Because
yeah.
Bartholomew here was trying to teach me a lesson, and I just need to know if there's gum on my shoes.
There's no gum on your shoes, sir.
Okay, then, Bartholomew, I cannot relate to your analogy. Do you have another one?
It's Chaos Comedy Live with Nick Milada, Corinne Fries, Isabel Ramirez, Dakota George, Truman Hendricks, Astrid Gabriel, Saya Luke, Vicky Sweeney, Brian Sweeney, Matthew Deering, and Joey Sweeney. Live from Phoenix, Arizona, it's Saturday night.
All right, so consistency enables us the ability to seize the moment.
Seize it.
Seize a moment. You gotta seize it.
Carpe diem.
So here's what I mean by this. People think they want to be on the big stage. They think they want the big opportunity. They want the big gig. They want the big movie. They want the big commercial. They want the big job, the big promotion, the big whatever. They think they want it. But the problem is, most people that want those things have not consistently prepared for them. And I always say, it's the most unlucky thing to get put on the big stage before you're ready.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of people end up crashing and burning. You see like the overnight success thing that just like, because people can see like you don't have anything real underneath. You had a little one-hit wonder, and then it's like it's a bummer almost.
Yeah.
Because I had this one-hit wonder. I became famous for a second. Maybe even made some money, but then it's very depressing because people are like they're like,
Well, yeah, it's
ready
like
to see you fall.
somebody who gets the lottery, right? And you'd think they'd be super happy. They got
Yeah.
all this money, but they're totally unhappy, and they don't know what to do with it. That's the main thing. Like, they don't know how to handle it
I'm
and manage
so
it.
sad I got all this money.
But for real, like, I think the reason I use that example is because they don't know how to manage it. Right?
Yeah, so I think,
like,
and I think what you're trying to say too is that the money doesn't change their happiness necessarily. Like of course it feels good.
Of course, yeah.
When you win the lottery, got a bunch of money. But the problem is, yes, then they lose all the money, so then they feel worse than they had before they started. Once the money's gone.
Yes.
Because it's like, oh man,
I've been in a
I had $1 million and now it's gone.
Yeah.
Now I feel worse because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Freaking Lamborghini, man. Shouldn't have bought the Lamborghini.
So my thought is that the big stage is going to be there, and it's ready, and it's perfect for the person that's been playing on small stages consistently.
Yeah, totally.
I play the small stage. I play the stage whether or not anybody shows up. I play it for the sake of playing it.
Yeah.
Then when the big opportunity comes, you're already ready. You know, I don't want to be in a position where I need to get ready.
Yeah.
I want to stay ready. I want to be in the ready position always, so that when opportunity strikes, I'm already there.
Yeah.
You know,
Totally.
One of the local agents likes to say, stay in fighting shape. And what she means by this, stay in fighting shape, this is as an actor, and I think you can apply this to anything in life. If fighting shape means, essentially, when it comes to like your body and your health or whatever, as an actor, whatever your ideal is, be within 5 days of that thing. 5 to 10 days it would take you to be like your ideal body shape, and that's like you're fighting. You know, you're ready to fight. So then if you get the gig in 5 days, you can easily just like lose 3 pounds or 5 pounds or whatever. Like you can shift your body quickly. You can't 30 pounds, 40 pounds, right? Like you can't completely change in that way. So staying in fighting shape means like you're always just consistently there, ready to go. And if you need to put a little extra push, you will, but you never completely walk away or lose sight of whatever it is that you're doing.
Totally. And that goes obviously in the industry and in any industry with skills also.
Right.
Like, with growing. So like I got an audition for Joey right now, and it just came up. I think it fits him, but he hasn't been doing anything with his training or classes, and then he comes in and his improv is total trash. Well, like he just missed an opportunity because he wasn't ready for it consistently.
Right.
So, like continuing to work at any time you expect that thing could come, and you're ready the moment it comes.
Yeah.
And we've had that multiple times. I mean, so we've had several castings in the last month, and students have fit a role, and we're just like, boom, let me grab you and put you in this. And they were training, and they were ready. And they got great, like even just feedback and help because they were in the position where they were grateful and and ready to receive it.
Yeah, I'll throw out some love for one of our students in Chaos Comedy players, Nick Milada. I'm not sure if Nick is listening right now, but Nick Milada. Woo! So speaking of consistency, so he's at a place where he was already making little videos, doing things that were putting out comedy, putting out things that were just sort of interesting to him and trying to make an impact on the world through acting and through his art, and some better than others or whatever, but things that would honestly make me laugh and were interesting. Well, then all of a sudden, we start throwing him some auditions here and there, and his audition videos, in my opinion, and Joey watched all of them, but in my opinion, they were some of the most creative, if not the most creative, of everybody who turned in videos for these auditions. And so he stood out, like he popped off the page. He's been in the call. I don't think he's landed anything yet, but he's been in the callbacks and a couple different things, or he's been in the short list anyway, for some of these gigs. And the reason is because of consistently doing that work. Well, then what's interesting is he came up to the desk the other day and he's like, "Hey, so I'm thinking about I want to get signed with an agent, and I have this one in mind and whatnot." And he's like, I don't know if I should talk to you. And I was like, yeah. And not only like yes, but I can't wait to write that recommendation letter, because I know exactly what I'm going to write and what it's about, because it's about what he's consistently been doing. It proves that I can refer him with confidence.
Yeah.
And I can say, I know what product I'm referring to you, agent, because this person has shown this over the years, so they're only going to continue to get better.
Yeah.
And you're lucky to have them.
Also, I mean, you look at what are you referring them to? An acting agent. What's an acting agent's job? To send you on auditions. You look at the last month and a half when he's had 3 auditions and done the work for them, like you said, and that gets to be a part of your letter, which is, most people walk in and they apply for an agency based on sometimes training, sometimes looks, sometimes none of that, just because they want an agent.
Yeah.
And so the fact that you get to write that in the recommendation letter, like he's been in auditions that you've sent people on the last month, at least 3 of them, right?
Totally. And this quote here from Ademi Eunice, Ademi Taiwo Eunice is what I've never heard that name, but I love the quote here. Consistency in little will pay off on big days. Consistency in little will pay off on big days. So I think it's consistency in every day pays off when that one day comes and it's that big day, that big event, that big audition, whatever. If you've been auditioning every day, when the big audition, it's still big, but it doesn't feel as big.
Right. Yeah.
Because you're like, well, I do that every day. So now I'm just doing it for somebody else who happens to be famous. Okay, no big deal.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
That's interesting. And this other one here says, your consistency must outlast the world's ignorance of who you are. I love this quote. This was Dr. Billy Alsbrooks. Dr. Billy Alsbrooks. He says, your consistency must outlast the world's ignorance of who you truly are. So what I think what happens is oftentimes, because we're human, we tend to judge a book by its cover. We tend to judge somebody like, oh, you're that, oh, whatever. But it's interesting that when you can consistently work on something, consistently do something over and over and over and over again, it becomes much harder for people to ridicule you for that thing.
Totally.
For them to pick on you and for them to like bring you down, because it's like, no, I mean, like you say what you say what you mean. You know, you do what you say you're going to do, and you do it consistently over and over and over and over again. And then when someone says, well, yeah, you're that way, you go, yeah,
Yeah, I am.
I am. Or they say, oh, you're this way, and you go, really? Prove it.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at my actions.
In my
You're
track
wrong.
record in the last 4 years, when have I done that?
Totally.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's where it pays off dividends, because you get to say, this is who I am consistently. And some of it, you know, if you're consistently in the path of getting better, I think that's the best.
Yeah.
Because then that's what you're consistent about. Yeah, what's up, Joe?
Speaking of judging a book by
Time now for Brian Sweeney's Shameless Plugs.
Shameless plug. want to do that like the graphic does. Acting is my day
You
job.
look so cute today, Brian.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
You look cute.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm pretty proud. I've started a blue light.
Yeah, started a blue
I
light
can't
movement.
believe that Brian's single. Look at this kid.
Thanks,
Wow.
guys.
Look at those clear
You're
glasses.
you look cute today.
Thanks. I'm getting all blushy.
He's
Yeah.
backwards hat guy.
I'm gonna make it more awkward now.
Good, because the book doesn't sell when you're not awkward.
No, it really doesn't. This is for awkward people and non-awkward people alike. Acting is my day job. 7 strategies to market and make money as an actor. You can get it on Amazon. Get it on our website.
The cuteness went away. It's like
It
weird.
did.
how
I
that-
know. I don't know.
Because confidence is attractive, and you lost your confidence.
I did,
As
I
soon as
did.
I complimented you,
I get really like
you're like,
shrinky. I don't know how else to describe it. But this will help with confidence, guys. Big time. Big time. I've heard it from so many people. There's a lot of quotes in here about the
Shrinky.
confidence.
Pop quiz. What is chapter 1? Go.
Chapter 1, get out there.
hey.
Confident on that.
All right, so that is the end of our segment here on the ability to seize the moment. Brian seized that moment.
That
You
was fun.
seized the moment right there
Thank you.
to advertise the book. Acting is my day job. 7 strategies to market and make money as an actor, which y'all should read, buy, get it. All right, we're gonna come back with our big takeaway today. Consistency breeds greatness. Gonna give you a takeaway right after this message.
I noticed you didn't bring me a coffee this morning, Theodore.
I'm sorry, Bartholomew. I thought you were on that diet, the cleansing.
I am, and I need the coffee to help cleanse.
Well, I mean, I thought all the things in coffee you were cleansing from, the caffeine and the sugar and the milk.
The sugar, yes. The milk, yes. The caffeine, absolutely not. Let me explain something to you, Theodore. Do you know what a pipe is?
Yes, Bartholomew, I do know what a pipe is.
All right. Have you ever seen a pipe that's clogged?
I mean, I've never seen a pipe that's clogged. I have had clogged pipes in my home.
That's what I mean. What do you do for the pipes that are clogged, Theodore?
Well, I mean, normally I call my uncle, he's a plumber. And he comes over and I buy him lunch. And then he unclogs my pipes.
How does he unclog your pipes? What does he do?
Honestly, I haven't paid much attention. Usually I go get the lunch and he unclogs the pipes. It's
right.
like a trade-off situation.
All right. Let me try something else here. Have you ever stepped in gum
Yes,
and you've had the gum stuck to the bottom of your shoe?
absolutely.
What do you do, Theodore?
I mean, normally I would give it to my shoe cleaner and he would scrape the gum off of my shoe and then shine them.
You have a shoe cleaner.
Well, of course, with the amount of travel that we do, you never know. when
Did you
you're
call
gonna-
for me, sir? Did you call for me?
I mean, I did mention your name, Mr. Shoe Cleaner.
I heard it, so I ran. I ran all the way
Your
from the back.
shoe cleaner's name is Mr. Shoe Cleaner?
Yes, sir. Mr. Shoe Cleaner.
Mr. Shoe Cleaner.
That's me, guys. Hey.
All right. We were playing the same commercial there, and the reason is we've got a big show
Woo.
this weekend, Chaos Comedy.
Yeah.
It's going to be hilarious. Studio audience agrees. All right, so welcome back. Consistency breeds greatness. Here's a nice quote for you by Roger Staubach. Do you know who this is, Joey? You ever
Nah.
heard of Roger Staubach?
No.
He says, in any team sport, the best teams have consistency and chemistry. In any team sport, the best teams have consistency and chemistry. He was a quarterback,
Interesting.
Mr. Roger Staubach. And anyway, he's right. I mean, think about this, right? So, what did the Golden State Warriors have when they were winning?
Star power, money.
They had consistency and they had chemistry. There's a lot of star power out there that doesn't win. As a matter of fact, when you put 2 stars on a team, if they don't have the chemistry, oftentimes they're worse.
Absolutely.
Because they don't know who's supposed to get the ball. They're not unselfish, etc. There's a reason why Tom Brady won. And it's because he brings a particular consistency to a team, a particular mindset to a team.
And he built a super team.
And then bringing in Rob Gronkowski, who he has chemistry with.
Yeah.
There's something where, like, I trust you, you trust me, we've got chemistry. I believe in you. I kind of know where you're going to go or what you're going to need, and then you make that happen.
And we're going to build a super team.
Oh man, this debate can't happen right now.
Joey, what is your problem, man?
Oh, I do not
Nothing.
want this fight.
So the point here is, okay, right now, because Joey's trying to be funny, we don't have chemistry in this moment. Makes the show awkward.
It does. Is it more awkward than me?
When we're building and pushing and growing together, like, the show becomes better and we gain chemistry. But chemistry comes from consistency too. So going back to, like, back in the day when you and I had to go back and forth, Joe, we had to discuss even being able to speak on moments like this, like having the willingness to do it, and then we earned, I believe, chemistry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would say too, here's an interesting thing. We got our Boondock show coming up next month. Everybody looks forward to that.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day. It's not on St. Patrick's Day, but
It's that
it's our
weekend.
St. Patrick's Day show.
Yeah.
Anyway, Brian and I had been doing Boondocks for a long time. We had chemistry. Why? I don't know. We've been working together. We've been working together 10 years, 15 years. You know.
Yeah.
We built chemistry. We earned chemistry. We know how to work around each other. Now we brought Joey in, and before you were like a staple at the studio, like for like all the way in, we brought you into Boondocks, and it was a gamble because we didn't share the same chemistry. You know, it was like, okay, we have to do this thing, and then we've now earned that, and I freaking love having you in that show.
Oh my gosh.
And it's something that we have gained that trust, gained the chemistry from consistently working together. Anytime you add another team member, anytime you add an outside force, it makes it harder.
Totally.
Right?
Yep.
But let's just say, like, with our team, so we got the 3 of us now. We built the chemistry, like, we're good to go.
And we built a super team.
Well, if we earned a super team, Joey, I'm sorry, we earned it.
Yeah.
You don't just become super by, like, overnight. So we take who we are, right? If you add somebody from the outside, and we've done this, we've added Joey, a superstar teacher, a superstar marketer, whatever. Dude, if they don't fit with our values, if they don't work the same way we work, it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they bring the team down. That superstar can bring the team down.
Yeah.
100p.
So then you take somebody like just from the outside, could ruin our team, could take our team to be where like we're worse. Or you bring in somebody like Leanne, who we've already built chemistry with, already built trust with. She's already been in the company. It would take her a week to come in here and make this place better, to make us as a team better. For her to get on page, because we've already earned that, you know, like we have that kind of symmetry or, you know, chemistry, I guess. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. Yeah.
So, long story short here, there is a magic that happens with consistency. There's something just magical that happens when you do something over time, over and over and over again, where all of a sudden it's like, poof, you pop. And it just becomes like next level good.
Yeah. I like the word you chose here with breeds. Consistency breeds greatness. So the challenge, I guess, is how to, I guess, remain that way, you know, because you're totally right. When you're doing something consistently over and over and over, it becomes like super easy. And I think a lot of times when people get stuck is when it does become easier, then they stop doing the consistent thing that got them to wherever they were.
Yeah.
I know I've been guilty of that completely. So like you'll do something over and over.
So maybe we should clarify because consistency and then settling for the same are two different things.
Yeah.
So to be consistently doing something is different than settling and saying like this is good enough, and we're not saying that.
Right. Okay.
We're saying to be consistent, but not necessarily do things the exact same way. You should be consistent in your work, but also consistent on trying to make even that thing better.
Yeah.
So let's just take something like karate or whatever. If you were learning a martial art, the greats of the greats, what do? They practice the very specific, like very easiest moves. But then they try to make that move better and more perfect, and they understand it'll never get perfect, so they can always consistently work on the fundamentals.
Yeah. Totally.
And I think that's when we've seen some of our greatest successes, and we're doing this a little bit right now, is when we, in order to do more, you first focus down on less and doing the less better. So it's not just doing less, because that's easy.
Yeah.
Oh, I can just do less things. That's easy.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, can you do less better than you've ever done those things that you think come easy to you? Can you do them even better? I like this other quote here. People like consistency, whether it's a store or a restaurant. They want to come in and see what you're famous for. That's Millard Drexler. People want to come in and see what you're famous for. So think about this. You see a breakfast place. The name of the breakfast place is Biscuits and Gravy.
Yeah.
What do you want to try there? Like what
Biscuits and gravy.
Right. You're
Yeah.
not going to go there and order the steak.
Yeah. Right.
You know,
Yeah.
you're like, I want to try their biscuits. And like, that sounds good.
It's like when someone goes to a Mexican restaurant and they're like, "I'll have your chicken strips."
That's right.
Yeah.
They probably didn't pick the restaurant.
Right. Yeah.
But you go to a restaurant called Chicken Strips.
I want to try that chicken.
They must be good. Like, those guys specialize in that. Like, I want to know I want to try what you're famous for. Because
Yeah.
you do that one thing very well, and you've done it over and over and over again to the point that you're trying to get better at the smaller thing. And sometimes companies, and we're guilty of this, where you kind of expand, you get into too many things all at the same time, and you try to be really good at a bunch of things instead of narrowing down and finding a way, how does everything connect into like who you really are, what you're really trying to be great at.
Like when IHOP changed their name to IHOB.
Oh my gosh.
just didn't
That
work.
was nuts.
Wait, what?
When IHOP, there was a season where they changed it to the International House of Burgers.
Shut up.
And no,
Yeah,
100%.
no.
It was everywhere.
IHOB.
They like
Shut
they
up.
were they were
Yeah.
straight up changing it.
I did
And
not hear
the
this.
world was like, no. Like they wanted to compete with the burger places, and everybody
That's a
was like-
terrible
I know,
idea.
it was. I don't know, somebody had to got fired.
I was going to say, whoever's in charge of that needs to be fired.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
IHOB?
It changed
Yeah.
back, but they were legit like signs, like legit. It was a full turnover. That was just an epic fail.
Yeah.
International House of Burger.
Wow, that's so bad.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's really bad.
yeah. You can't just change it.
Okay, so let's take a company like McDonald's.
Okay,
What's McDonald's known for?
they're
Fast
Cheap food.
Yeah.
Cheap, fast food. That's what they're known for. Now, if they tried to sell a quality burrito, it'd be a weird messaging.
completely weird.
So instead, what they did was they opened up a brand new business under the same umbrella called
Yeah.
Chipotle.
yeah, brilliant.
But you can't put those two restaurants in the same location.
No, no.
It wouldn't really work.
Right.
Because I want to go to Chipotle for a burrito. Because you guys are good at burritos. You guys are good at being fast and delivering food over here for cheap. Okay, cool. Like, I know what I'm getting. I want to get what you're famous for.
Yeah, totally.
Right. So that's the key to consistency. You mentioned I mispronounced his name. What was it?
Billy Osbrook.
Billy Osbrook. Yes, he's a motivational speaker. And then once you said his name correctly,
You're
it's like, oh yeah, I know that guy. I didn't need to stumble over his name. Sorry, Billy. Why do I know his name? And you mentioned this because he says it at the end of every video. He says, "I'm Billy Osbrook."
Yeah,
Yeah, he doesn't just say it. He
I'm
yells
Billy
it.
Osbrook.
I'm Billy Osbrook, and you should be successful. He says that, but but what does he do? He consistently says the same thing over and over. And Joey even caught me on this the other day. we ended the show, and I don't remember what it was, and he looks at me, he's like, dude, you're supposed to say God bless. Like, what,
What are you doing?
He did a peace sign to end the show. It's
yeah.
like, what?
So we cut our outro halfway through the outro, and I said, I'm sorry, I meant to say God bless. Because he was right. Like, there's a consistency to the end of this, and it should be the certain way because that's the brand. Mm-hmm. Right?
Totally.
And that's what I mean. I mean that. I don't mean like, peace.
Like, see ya.
It's not me. I'm just me trying to be something I'm not.
It's like the
Yeah.
Easter egg at the end of the show. The people that actually stay and watch the Easter egg,
They know when
if
we're
we
done.
don't
They know it's
play
time.
the Easter egg, they're like, what the heck?
What's an Easter
Where's
egg?
my Easter egg?
Yeah.
Easter egg is a video game reference in case you didn't get that, but it's like a hidden, same as like a hunt, but it's like a hidden thing in the game. It's like a hidden thing in our show.
It's an Easter egg.
Yeah.
It's actually referring to Easter, where you hide an egg and have to find it.
Yeah.
If we're really going back to the reference.
I mean, Easter is actually about the rise of Jesus, but the bunny is cute.
All right.
All right, everyone. That is our show. Thank you so much for tuning in to this little Easter egg.
Hunt? Question mark?
Jesus rises.
Yeah. There you go.
No question mark there.
It's super quiet.
God bless.
Thanks for listening to Mornings with Matt. Please like, subscribe, and follow us at Deering Acting Studio to keep up with the latest content. For more information on classes, private lessons, or professional development coaching, visit www.deeringstudio.com. Have a Deering day, everyone.
Have a chippy day, everyone. Rough.